January 7th, 2008. This is Diehard Gamer Radio, episode 40.
You are approaching the target of attack. Your mission starts now. Are you ready? The countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, go!
You are listening to Diehard Gamer Radio, the source for off-mainstream video game news and topics. And now, your hosts, Murdock, Brian, John, and Steve.
Just a couple more shots.
Okay, well, welcome back to Diehard Gamer Radio. I am Murdock, and with me is John, Brian, and Steve.
We are Borg.
Source for off-mainstream video game news and topics, even though we take it from Kotaku and
other sites.
Can we use rapper names this time?
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, my Yahoo account is Sunny Mo D.
Is that like a juice drink?
All the other names I wanted were taken, so I just made one up.
My new name is apparently Grumple Stiltskin.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're going to go...
You're going to be the red shirt.
Totally.
He's Wu-Tang.
That means I'm not going to make it through the podcast, but, that's probably okay.
What's my nickname? Expendable. Aww.
So that's enough Star Trek.
We're going to call you the honeybee.
You're going to die in the first half of the podcast.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Look, a Klingon!
Did you ever play the Star Trek adventure games? No. They were hilarious. And in your landing party, you always had a red shirt with you.
Yeah.
And the first time you fucked up on a puzzle, red shirt ate it.
Yeah.
It was like your one free pass.
Yep.
Oh, man.
It was beautiful.
I like it already.
Yeah.
They were good adventure games, too.
All right. So we're going to go...
Except for that one that was really hard.
Well,
the Kobayashi one was really
Kobayashi
hard.
They were both pretty hard.
You have to go in and change the programming.
This was like they had decided that the Kobayashi Maru was too easy to beat after a couple of Vulcan students apparently had beat it, and so they had this new sort of VR sort of thing where you had to do all these different missions and stuff, were commonplace things, and you had to solve all this sort of thing. And it was frickin' hard. I just went around shooting people after a while.
Yeah.
You know,
how'd that work out for you?
not so great.
Let me tell you.
How many red shirts did you lose that day?
Not
crew.
because I shot first and asked questions later.
Hey, now you're thinking like a Klingon.
Now you're thinking like Kirk. All right. So let's go to our first bit of news. And the first news is Microsoft banning 360 consoles with modded fans. What?
Probably because they don't want to deal with them when they get sent back to them.
Well,
the hell is this thing in there?
I'm sure they just did, something simple like, okay, is there anything weird about this console? And it just happened to catch modded fans as well as people with mod chips or who had done any other jacked up thing to their console.
Apparently there's a larger contingent of mod fans.
Or, people
Well,
that...
if there's a 35% chance your console's going to fail anyway, you might as well give it a shot.
Well, if there's a 35% chance your console's going to fail, why are you voiding your warranty?
Because I'm 14, dumb.
Counterpoint.
Right, retardation, always a defense.
Yes. I was mentally incapable of making proper decisions, Mr. Gates.
Let me see this fan would help.
So moving on, this news probably interests maybe Brian. Karos on Wii will include Rattle G and Chaos Field.
That's a cool package.
3 games for the price of 1. I'm sure the Wii can handle the cell shading required.
Actually, it's probably going to look really good on the Wii because it's about all it can do.
I don't know about that.
So is it actually going to be, Wii? It's not going to be a GameCube game?
It is, in fact, a Wii game.
Yep.
Huh.
Which is interesting, so they packed them all in.
I wonder if they actually redid Chaos Field, or if it actually is just the GameCube version with
there was
a wrapper
2
on it.
versions. There was one with the bosses that came out on the Dreamcast, and then the GameCube one actually had in between.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering, if they're going to just
levels.
do the GameCube one and just rewrap it, or if they're actually going to do anything
Well,
else.
they might as
new.
well. They've got it already programmed, and it's not like they got to upgrade it much. So
Yeah, I mean, they might as well just put the GameCube code right on there. It'll run.
yeah.
So... Moving on.
Do you have anything in here about the GameCube or about the Nintendo rumor I was reading yesterday?
Which one?
That they're already working on a new system, the next console.
Well, it better be.
Yeah.
They're actually rumored. I think I was reading an EGM or One Up or something that the new rumor is Nintendo's going to be the first one to have a new console out.
It takes like 5 years to develop one of those things. If they weren't starting on it the day they launched the Wii, they're dumb.
I think they started on before the Wii. The Wii was just something they would go between.
Yeah, I think the Wii was just like a sort of, you're being chased by the villain and you toss something back to delay them while you're getting there.
And they
Here, have this potted plant.
They had this nifty control scheme, and like, well, we'll just throw it on an old system.
So it'll be
put it in a new case.
The Wii 2.
The Wii marbles.
What?
I could just call it the testicles.
It'll be the wheel one.
It'd be, theme. It'd work
The
out.
Wheel Wii.
The wheel Wii. Will the wheel Wii please stand up?
Oh, wah, 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 with an interview with the creators of the Wheel Wii.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was pretty good.
I'd give it 2020.
Apparently, this podcast is
I'm
brought to you
Murdock.
by the letter W. All right, so moving on, the Phantasy Star Complete Collection announced for PS2, which will basically include 5 games. All the games will have enhancements, extra save locations, optimized game balance, faster moving speed, but will probably not make Phantasy Star 2 easier.
I'm going to go off and jerk off in the corner because I'm so excited.
Hey,
Okay.
check it out. It's Sega now selling Euro games again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
they're trying to copy that Nintendo business model, but I don't know
just
if it's
don't
going to
want
work
to play
out
like
for 'em.
5 or 6 Phantasy Star games.
Well, you're going to get burned out at night so fast, you're going to need something.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah, Knights for PS2 will be an enhanced. They will have an enhanced remake and the original Saturn version selectable, so you can choose either one, but will not come out in this country.
I don't know about you, but I just
Bummer.
played Sonic on the Xbox Live the other day, and it's definitely the original version. And the game's still fun, don't get me wrong, but the graphics are really dated. It's like, wow.
Oh, you mean from the Genesis, the
Yeah,
original
the
Sonic the
original
Hedgehog?
Sonic.
Look at the size of those pixels.
is
Yeah.
it an accurate arcade rendition so it slows down if you have too many rings on the screen at once?
No, it runs too smooth thanks to Xbox Live.
That's kind of
Granted, I was only playing the first stage of the demo, so
I like that
don't
when it's
know.
going.
Yeah. Especially when you landed on a spike and they all exploded out.
Yeah.
Speaking about Xbox Live, Tron and Discs of Tron will be out on Xbox Live
That
Wednesday.
might be interesting. I like Discs of Tron.
But
That
they're
was a
going to
great
be
game.
2 separate games.
Huh.
They're not going to package them
Now, see,
together.
that burns me a little.
So
I
you're going to have
think
to pay $400 for
Chaps
each one.
hide.
Smacks my ribs. Yeah, I
What?
don't think so.
What?
I got nothing.
But Discs of Tron might be interesting if it's, actual Xbox Live compatible and you can play
But
with.
does it come with a little round spinny controller in the box?
Did the original one
No,
have-
but you do get that in television overlay.
Oh,
You
well, it's
slid
okay
into the
then.
Yeah,
controller.
you had a weird control scheme because you had to jump across the 3 platforms.
What was the original? Do you remember the stand-up arcade for that thing? Was
For Discs of Tron or Tron?
that Discs of Tron?
It was,
I don't remember
it
if
had
that
the-
has
I
a
don't
special
remember the
controller or
arcade
not.
one.
It did. Well, it had like a thing and the buttons or whatever. I think it had a trackball on the thing. So I remember having it was a weird.
The original
control
Tron had the 8-way
Well, it had the little
dial.
rotator thing, and it had the big one.
Because
But
you had to
Discs
be
of
able to
Tron
play the
had a
spider
little weird
game.
thing. And I remember that because I sucked at Discs of Tron because
Yeah.
I could never get it to work right.
I almost
So-
bought a
but I was
Tron
like 8,
cocktail.
so whatever.
I almost bought a Tron
It might be
cocktail,
easier
but
if you
the
were
other
to play
side of the
it now.
controls were broken, and I couldn't be guaranteed to find another set of them. So I passed up on that, but I really wanted that game.
Wow. Next up, Capcom to release Devil May Cry 4 Premium Pack for Xbox 360 in Japan. Maybe the game might be easy, but I doubt it.
Maybe the
Game
game
Boy
might
already
sell
has
10
Devil
more
May
systems.
Cry, and you can just go on there and get it, whatever. So, well.
Wow.
Well, they need to sell 10 more Xbox 360s in Japan this
Well,
year.
they're really,
Well, it makes sense if they bundle it with the 360 because, otherwise how would you play it in Japan?
he does make a point,
Yeah.
but it's like 378,000 yen, 37,800 yen. Bundle will include Devil May Cry 4, Xbox 360, 20 gigabyte hard drive, 1 controller, 1 universal media remote, HDMI cable, and LAN cable.
Well, they
So
cut the
with,
price for the Japanese.
Current exchange rates, that's what, like...
It's just under
$349 or
$400.
something like that.
Yeah,
It's $349.
Wait.
that's not a bad
No,
deal.
no. Our but we're
like
we're hurting
114 or
on.
something like that.
Yeah, we're
So
hurting.
it's a little bit under $350.
Yeah,
378. No. That's closer to $390, I believe.
yeah, give or take.
You're going the wrong direction.
Wow.
Move 2 decimals over and add about 4%.
No, because the
It'd be
exchange
the other way
rate's so crappy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No,
Aren't
the
they
yen's
lower?
stronger.
Is it cheaper
Yeah.
to buy there versus buying ours? So we're actually higher dollar value-wise. Should be
Yeah.
like $390 versus a $378. Maybe
Huh.
even a little more.
So they must really be taking a hit on it then.
Yeah, they're offering. Yeah, you know they're trying to sell it cheaper over there. Anything they could do to get the system just selling.
Well,
Their numbers are so crappy that. God, what did I see was outselling it last month?
The Famicom.
I wouldn't be surprised. A re-release of that, made by Yobo.
Oh yeah, the Chinese
The knockoff,
offshoot.
yeah.
The 360 is being outsold by the original Xbox.
well, I know for a while the Xbox was being outsold by the GBA,
Yeah. I remember
That's-
seeing that too.
which was sad because, I mean, that wasn't like, a while back when the GBA was a big deal. No, that was when the GBA SP and the
Yeah,
DS
there's 2 other
was out.
systems out now, and it's still selling.
All right.
You gotta laugh at that.
So next up, DS game demos to be downloadable from the Wii. No date as to when that'll actually happen, but it'll be like the kiosks at
Yeah.
like the Target kiosk, so you can download Elite Beat Agents 2 from your Wii. That didn't quite sound right.
Elite Beat Agents on your Wii. Yeah.
Yeah, there's really
It's the only place to
nothing
beat
left
your
say there.
agents.
Yeah.
So
Number
in private?
7.
Border Down to be reissued on the Dreamcast on
Yeah,
January
this is pretty
17th.
To be
kooky.
reissued, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Apparently, either they found some GD-ROMs like in a basement somewhere. They could go ahead and make more copies of the game, or what? I don't.
Are they
I don't
going
know.
to do it with those crazy CD-ROM hack things that have been done?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if these are actual
Download the
GD-ROMs.
reindeer bootloader and go for it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Stephen. So,
It's not going to affect the price of the original one because I've seen people selling the original limited edition Border Down for anywhere from $150 to $220.
Well, it's got to drop the price if more are coming out.
No, it won't affect it because this is going to be a different version. It's going to have a different cover to it. It's not going to be the same as the first
There's
one.
still some percentage of people that just want to get it to play it.
Oh yeah, but the original copies, the few that are out there being sold right now, they won't take a dip from it.
How
Maybe
will
like
this
$20
affect sales of the Dreamcast?
I'm sure it'll present a market increase in sales.
Yeah, you'll see more of them on
As some
eBay
people-
now than ever.
As some people buy the game, attempt to put it in their Dreamcast, and it promptly breaks after having not been turned on for 5 minutes.
well,
I will be buying the next issue.
yeah. So next up, Omega 5, January 6th for Xbox Live. This
Actually, I think it's Wednesday,
that
January
is
9th, technically.
January 9th.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
because I've got it saved in my PDA for that
the
day.
9th. So
Assuming
This
Xbox
Wednesday.
Live is up and we're able to download it.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
getting to that. Well, it was
Okay,
running.
I guess we're going to get to that then.
Yeah. So next up, rumor: Microsoft is set to launch a new Xbox 360 come fall 2008. Notice it is a rumor. It's to be named the Xbox 360 Ultimate. Some of the features rumored are including 1080p, HDMI, IPTV, and HD DVD built in. I'll believe it when I see
It
it.
sounds like a little bit too much like a 360 butthurt wet dream.
This
like,
sounds
this
like
is
a
all the-
Photoshop.
Yeah, it sounds like all the stuff that. Oh man, I really wish they had that in the 360. And someone said, "Hey, guess what? We're really going to have that in 360."
Yeah,
Well, especially because
Yeah.
this is kind of a combination of like the rumors that have been floating around for a while. And besides, the 360 does already do 1080p. It already has an HDMI port. We've already seen the IPTV stuff that's supposed to be coming out in one of the updates. And how long have we had rumors that they're going to stick the HD DVD drive internal? Despite the fact that
probably started
Microsoft
at
keeps
Fark.
telling us, you're wrong. You're really wrong.
pulling
No,
a-
you're wronger than that. You're
Yeah, they're
wrong.
pulling a Sony. No, it's not happening, and then it comes
So
out
the
3 months
Xbox
later.
360
Oh, no.
Ultimate will have a 50% chance of breaking. Okay, well, thanks, Microsoft.
It's ultimately
Well,
better.
Also, there's a little elf that builds a fire right on top of your graphics processor.
Wouldn't want it to get cold in winter.
A gnome.
Or lonely.
A GNOME. It's running some sort of Linux
Yes,
thing.
it's running
on
an X window.
They've got a nice little windmill out by the back of the system,
Yes,
blowing
yes,
it out.
yes,
No,
yes.
it's got a little wheel that water comes into the Xbox 360.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
indeed.
So next up, I don't know if I want John to read this or not. I don't know if John would actually make it through this, but we'll try.
You could just substitute piss for we.
Yeah, but we
You'll just, skip over the puns.
But
It'll
we're
be
a family
fun.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. So 4-year-old boy wheeze on Wii.
Or peas on Wii.
Well, yeah, but wheeze on Wii
And
is
by
just
we,
funny.
we don't mean us four.
I like dissing the system by pissing.
By pissing. You're dissing the system by pissing the system.
So white.
How white are you, Steve? How long have you been white?
I'm so white that I thought that was white.
This is coming from Grumblestiltskin.
Yes.
Grumpelstiltskin. That's his new gamer tag.
I don't think that'll
It's like
fit.
that grandfather name.
What's the character limit for gamer tags on Xbox?
15? 16?
No,
characters?
it's not that. It's more like 12. It's
Is
like
it?
10 or 12, yeah.
No way I'm fitting Grumpelstiltskin on that.
Yeah, you could do it like a license plate.
Just
Or I could
remove
do
all
it
the
a non-lame
vowels.
way.
So, here's the story. I will.
He peed on it? I mean, really, is there a lot to the story?
Well, one of the brothers had the Wii, and it was given to him for Christmas.
Well,
and
both
other
the
one
brothers had we.
Yeah, well, okay. One of them was playing on it, didn't let the other one get his fair
Wait.
share, so he whipped it out and pissed on it.
Wait, the Wii.
We'd like to point
in-
out this was in Fleetwood.
Fleetwood, Lancashire.
Yeah, it's like,
So they pee on the left side of the road, apparently.
perhaps.
Okay.
So the right side of the Wii's okay?
Yes.
So,
Because of course it was standing up.
In England, it kind of swings to the left. Or right.
You've been checking on that, Steve?
It's a known fact. Wikipedia.
You've been checking Wii's on Wiki?
Oh, yeah.
Or Wii-Wii's on Wiki?
Wee-wee's on Wiki.
This is turning into like a Mel Brooks movie.
Can it turn into one of the good ones?
The Wii's on the Wiki!
Apparently not.
Oh.
all right. So,
Do a little German ones.
enough of that. Next up, the Consumer Electronics Show is going on right now. The only thing that was kind of
Probably a drinking.
If you're listening to this, you're probably not there.
yeah, or you're there and it's like, what is this podcast doing that I could
Steal.
that I can steal. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll make my
Hey,
podcast better.
I got my eye on you, level up on Maxim Radio. Our retarded, older, bigger brother. What? Listen to that thing. The only thing that was good that they didn't like Tony Hawk.
Well,
It's like,
That's a step in the right
it's a
direction.
step in the right
Nobody
direction.
does anymore. It's all gone
He wrote
downhill.
a poem. The guy wrote a poem about how he hates Tony Hawk. That was his review of the new Tony Hawk game. So he's like, "Here's a poem. I used to think your quirks were endearing. No more."
Yeah, if you want to be
Well,
hardcore
for
these days, you have
creativity.
to, talk about skate.
or what was that? Mark Echoes. What was it? What was
Getting
it?
up,
Getting
which
up.
doesn't actually have anything to do with skateboarding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
I think
know.
it's about graffiti, isn't it?
Obviously, the Tony Hawk games are suffering because their programmers are too busy on Guitar Hero.
They'll be okay. They'll just combine the two.
The
You know?
quality game that it is.
Yeah.
You'll just flip your guitar up to do an ollie or something.
Yeah, you'll do a rail slide on your guitar,
Yeah.
which fortunately you can do with the well-made Red Octane versions of these guitars, and not
And you
the
two can be the
crappy
future, not the pasture.
rock band ones.
But the only thing at the CES that was kind of like, that's kind of excessive, was Panasonic's announcement of a 150-inch television.
Yeah, they're just trying to. Who did that one last year? They had 108.
Was it Hitachi?
No, I think it was either Toshiba or maybe it was Samsung.
It's like dick sizing for them.
It was 108 inches, I think, though. It jumped considerably since last year.
As long as nobody asks you to show up and rub his wang on.
Somebody,
display
it's
things.
either Hitachi or Samsung actually makes these little, they're like 40-inch TVs. But the cool thing is they take the outside rim off the TV, and you can link a bunch of them together and make a huge screen, like 4x4 of them.
Well,
and it's
because
almost seamless.
There's people who like to make them video walls.
Yeah, but this one's nice because it's almost seamless. It
Like,
makes like a smooth picture. when you
Comical
look at it from a distance.
supervillains.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Or
Like the
people
Apple.
who are in the movie swordfish.
And I think Panasonic just came out with the 3D TV. There's one that you don't actually have to wear 3D glasses for. It actually projects the image, or it makes it look 3D from the screen.
There's some things that are being broadcast on television that I don't want to see in 3D.
Well, not so much that. I just gotta wonder with the 3D that's like built into the TV.
Yeah.
There better be an off switch, because if it's like any other 3D thing, some people can't. It doesn't work for some
Yeah, it
people,
doesn't
and you're just
work at the
you spend
brain.
The whole time you're like, oh god, this really hurts.
No,
you know, and other
and
times
there
it's
you
like, well, he's green, he's red, he's green, he's red.
Not
Well,
to
you
mention
can
that guy
only
that
take,
passes by you and says, "Oh, a sailboat."
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
what? I can't see it.
No, stupid fuck.
No,
It's not a
Steve.
schooner, it's a sailboat.
No, Steve, it's there are no off switches on televisions anymore. It's like max headroom. They're illegal by law.
It's like in
Really?
Futurama where they have commercials in your brain, in your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advertising
This
while you sleep.
advertisement brought to you by Bachelor Chow, now with flavor.
Yeah.
You wake up hungry.
You wake up wanting underwear. So
Wanting underwear?
well, it was you watch Futurama.
Yeah. It was another commercial ad.
And I guess
gotta
Bill,
go off my underwear.
Bill Gates had like some sort of farewell speech at
He
the CES or
didn't.
something.
He just kind of made a speech and a keynote stuff, and he talked about the future of something.
I think that's all he's going to do is show up once a year, make a quick little speech just to let people know
There's
he's
some
still
sort
around.
of rumor
and-
that he's not going to be like,
Wasn't he like somewhat retiring,
presidents or whatever.
semi-retiring?
They keep putting him into like a higher position that has less to do with the day-to-day operations.
He's
of the
more like
company.
an emperor.
Yeah, he really
He
is.
just is a
kinda-
figure. He
he's
doesn't
in his
do
recluse.
anything.
He's in his
Yeah.
fortress, and he comes out once a year just so people can see he's still alive.
As long as he doesn't start taping off the clean areas of his house.
Well, I got to say, he really does seem to be kind of pretty well removed from this, because there was a question that somebody posed him about how they weren't opening up the API for developers for IE8, and he's like, "Really? We shouldn't be doing that. Let me go talk to those developers." And,
Yeah, go, Bill, go.
plug in there, and everybody snaps to attention and salutes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's
All
like,
that's
oh
going.
crap! Somebody told Bill.
Yeah, he arrives in his imperial shuttle in his cloak and walks down. Like, how are the plans going? I am here to put you back on schedule.
If they're running the Death Star on any Microsoft product, why send fighters out?
And
I mean,
get a
really.
blue-
That's why it had almost the same exact bug 2 versions in a row.
Yeah. We're going to have a blue planet of death.
The first one had a one
No,
hole in
that's
its firewall. The
AT&T.
second one, the firewall didn't even work.
That was MCI. Oh, well, yeah, that's the new AT&T, isn't it?
Okay.
Well, they're all different
Yeah.
cores of the Death Star.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that was incredibly nerdy.
Well, you brought up Bill Gates. So.
Okay.
I think that's nerdy. You had to go to BoardGameGeek.com and check out...
No, well, I've already had my nerd moment for the month. Thank
Or
you.
you should watch Bill Gates try and play Guitar Hero.
Why he can't dance?
The video of Conan O'Brien playing the guitar. Actually,
Yeah.
While his staff is playing Rock Band.
That was
pretty
horrid.
funny.
Yeah,
And he's
that's,
getting up to the TV in front of him.
He's like
blocking
humping the TV while they're trying to play. He gets up, they're playing. He gets up in front of him. He's standing in front of the TV, rocking out. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Like I said, I've already had my nerd moment. I, got a documentary on the font Helvetica, so that was my nerd moment for the month.
Wow, that's pretty nerdy.
That is very nerdy, but I am a big fan of typography, so. Moving on.
That's not nerdy. That's sad.
No, it's not sad.
And it's
very
sad
cool.
for you too, Damien.
What is Damien?
Damien's got a thing for typography too. He was talking all about Arial or something. He was
Arial
talking
is a
about-
poor man's version of Helvetica,
or
okay?
something, or like he was going on and on at Starfest one year. He's going on and on about typefaces and all this. And I'm like, wow, this is so
You just have
nerdy. I don't want to be involved in it. And that's
Just
saying a lot.
You just have to look at him boldface and underline and say, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
You just got to find the right community, and Comic Sans comes up just as bad as Daikatana.
Yeah.
No, it's not Comic Sans, it's Dom Casual. And that means you, Roger. Stop using it. All right, next up.
Well, pretty much pisses off all our friends. So moving right along.
Is there anybody left to insult? Really?
Well, I stole the little
What does Emily
comment.
use?
Emily is flailing right now.
She's flailing and not using capital letters because she thinks she's E.E. Cummings.
Too good for punctuation.
Yeah.
Is she the next
Well,
E.
even
Cummings?
EE had dots in them.
Yes.
She's the second E. Cummings.
Uh-huh.
All right, moving on.
Hey-oh, next.
And I stole that little bit about Conan O'Brien from Walker, so we're set.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
I gotta piss somebody off. Yeah, I'll get back to it later.
All right.
Hey, Pasty, how's that girl doing?
Where's the gong when you need it?
We're losing our audience.
I think we lost that one.
They just listen to us for pity's sake.
No. We're their biggest supporter. Don't piss him off.
We're just
Keegan Schmutz suck.
We're just pity audio.
All right, so moving on. I've been trying to move on for the past
JoJo
2 hours.
Come on, the whole country's been trying to move on for,
4 years.
Can't move on because what's his name is in the way. He's too fat.
Okay. So, Guinness World Records coming out with a new Gamers Edition,
How lame is this?
which I'm like, doesn't Twin Galaxies already do this?
Yeah, well, they do it for them, and they
Is
just
that
give
how
them
that
the
works?
info. Yeah.
Well,
If
it's
you
not
saw King of-
entirely from Twin Galaxies.
Well, no, but they give them all the stuff that they get. So they actually take a proportion, like all the arcades and high scores, and they just get it directly from Twin Galaxies.
What do we?
They actually had a news post on the Twin Galaxies site that was talking about both of these. I guess they did it in 2007. They gave them some information, and it was something like 70% of the information that Guinness got, they got from Twin Galaxies. And
Yeah.
they're supposed to be collaborating with them for the 2008 one, too.
I only knew that because I saw in King of Kong they talk about that, how they go through and deal with them and send them off all the scores and keep them updated.
Don't Korean MMO players pretty much hold all the records and anything that matters, like playing
No.
until you die?
No,
Most deaths per game.
Most deaths per
Twin
MMO.
Galaxies holds all the high scores for old arcade games.
Oh, who cares?
Well,
about
they'll do that for new arcade games,
Well,
too.
newer
but-
too, yeah, but the bulk
what-
of the old stuff
what-
is
what's
like
an
old
arcade?
American.
Yeah, what's an arcade?
Well, if you dig far enough down in some of those old malls, you can find them in the lower levels.
Don't make me dig out my ETLP.
Yeah, it's right behind the Orange Julius.
Yes. You have to dig down. It's like Schliemann looking for Troy.
That's like looking for the Laserdisc
Now
version of.
there's nerdiness right there.
It's right next to the Laserdisc version of Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, exactly.
Space Ace.
Actually, someone finally finished that on the PSP, and they're just looking for a publisher. It's like, dude, this game's been ported for how many systems now? Like
Yeah.
more
It's
than
been
Tetris?
ported to DVD
This is
players.
going to be the cheapest released PSP game ever. It's going to be like $14.95 at most.
I think if you can port it to a DVD player, it's not really a game.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
Night Trap.
it's just an experience.
Sewer Shark.
Well, Night Trap is
Oh,
better
so
because
sharp.
you're part of the Sega Control Attack Team, or SCAT,
Yes. Yes.
and I'm not making that up.
Hopefully they just make
Who was
good
it?
music
What's her
and
name?
not
The
shit.
chick from Different Strokes was a Night Trap, though.
Yeah, Dana
Plato.
Plato.
Yeah.
That was a step up.
Yeah, and then she did
don't
some
know
porn,
about-
and then she killed herself.
As long as it wasn't
So it was like a continuing upward climb, really.
Yeah.
The opinions of John do not necessarily reflect the views of anyone.
No, I really think that it's the first time that a video game killed someone.
It was a Night Trap.
No one.
It wasn't the maybe the Koreans just hadn't gotten to it yet. Really,
It was way before
Lineage
MMOs.
hadn't come out yet.
it was before the Koreans made it cool.
Yeah.
It made it cool to kill yourself while playing a game. What? Okay. When did this become cool? We have after-school specials on, little Timmy playing way too many video games.
Something.
Kirk Cameron as the teenage boy
Dana
in
Plato
trouble.
shows up anorexic, full of track marks.
Yeah.
I was too busy playing TG-15.
All right. So next,
She's autoerotically asphyxiating herself with a controller.
God.
Right in the Atari joystick.
Yeah. No, the 7800 joystick.
Great.
Oh.
Steve's just described a 4chan thread.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like Rule 34 right there.
Oh,
Rule
my
34
God.
on different strokes, after-school specials, the TurboGrafx 16, the Atari 2600, and the Atari 7800.
Don't
That's
forget
like,
the Intellivision.
I mean,
but they
that's
had the really long
Autoerotic
controllers.
asphyxiation in there
Asphyxiation.
somewhere.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just the bonus.
That's the bonus. That's the bonus round.
Okay.
Just lucky she's not getting eviscerated somewhere
Yes.
in the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Perhaps the controller cords are self-ambulatory. Maybe tentacle porn then too.
All right, that's enough of that. Next up, Microsoft making amends for Xbox Live service issues with free Xbox Live arcade game. And what this is that Xbox Live's general manager has issued an apology for Xbox Live problems over the holidays and will be offering a free game to all users in order to make amends. No word on what that free game will be, probably Yaris
I
2.
saw something on Kotaku a couple days ago talking about a guy that got information from a very good source that said from somewhere inside Microsoft saying that they'd been hacked or they were being attacked by hackers over the holidays.
DOS or something.
And they're trying to
There's
claim
like
that there was
rumors
some...
going all around for that, but come on, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't have if you've got a distributed denial of service that lasts for 14 days, that just means you've got way too many customers that you didn't scale for.
Yeah.
Either that, or you've got really, really crappy. You're the giant of the computer industry, and your network services guys suck.
No, I think what it was that I think Xbox Live in Europe got they had a special where you could like download the movie 300 for free for like a 24 or 48 hour period and just killed all the servers.
Well, but those clusters have to be in Europe somewhere. They're not
Well,
going to be in the U.S. somewhere.
this is Microsoft we're talking about. I don't know exactly how well they are at planning out clusters.
Actually,
I'd say it
they
was a
licensed
clusterfuck.
with like Inktomi or what's the other
one of
one?
those big guys.
One of those huge content distribution networks. I mean, it's not like it's.
Yeah. You know, the guy that
You know,
the thing
some
that you
dude
see a
with a
redirect
T1
from every
cable.
time you go to CNN. It's not like CNN's got clusters all over the world. They outsource to those guys.
But I think all it was that, hey, people got Xbox 360s after Christmas and got all these Xbox Live points that they want to spend.
They didn't.
And everyone's going on there at the same time.
Well, and obviously it was something more than infrastructure-wise, because I mean, like Microsoft could shell a lot of money and get more bandwidth and more processing power in its blink of an eye.
Well,
So
I mean, if it's
obviously
down
some
for
sort of
14
load balancing.
days.
There's some sort of load balancing problem here where the
Yeah.
code just isn't right and needs to be fixed.
Yeah, because you're not down for 14 days because you don't have enough bandwidth
Yeah.
or enough servers
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's a 24-hour thing if you're the size of Microsoft. You call up somebody in the middle of the night and you say, "Hi, I'm Microsoft. I've got a checkbook bigger than your neighborhood." You know?
Can we buy one of those data centers in a
Yeah.
in a pod, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need you to ship you one of those data centers on a pallet
Yeah.
and just send it to us.
What is that? The cargo containers that Sun
Yeah.
does, and yeah.
Yeah. Google has a bunch of those too.
So anyone
I
want
don't
to
think
get?
they're buying them from Google. But
So anyone want to guess what the free game will be? I guessed Yaris 2, but
I wouldn't be surprised if it was points. What I'm surprised about is that they aren't just like crediting people a month service.
That's what I was going to say. That would be the best way to do it. Just give them the extended time they've been down.
Although they did say that they were going to give the game to silver members too, which is interesting.
Yeah. That's strange.
Well, silver members, they if you want to buy a game, they have to go to Xbox Live anyway. So
Yeah, but don't
Yeah.
you have to upgrade to the gold account to do it?
Nope.
No?
Gold
No.
is only if you want to play multiplayer
multiplayer.
games online.
Yeah,
Everything else you can do with the
still
silver
get
account.
the games. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
just get-
right.
you
That's
just
right.
get
Because
them
they're doing
delayed.
that 1 week delay from when releases
well,
come out.
that's only for not
Some
that,
things.
That's not for
it's for
For
big
some
demos.
game demos,
yeah. But I think for games like Xbox Live Arcade, I don't think they're going to delay it a week. It's like we want your money now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so moving.
And if you're lucky, they'll delay Burnout Paradise for you.
Yeah. Till forever.
Yeah, I can.
Hopefully.
I think we can wait a week on that one.
Sucks too because that game's got some great cover art, but it's always those kind of games
It
that
looks
pull
really-
you in. You know.
Well, it looks really next-gen pretty. There's bloom everywhere. It's brown. But, other than that, it's like, oh, great, I'm running around, and why is this a race game?
That's kind of funny, though, because Revenge already pulled off the brown with too much bloom.
Yeah, well, this is like it, except better in 720p.
Ah,
720p brown,
Bloom.
and bloom.
Well, it's blinding brown.
What?
I still remember trying to drive around in whatever their LA level was on Revenge, and yeah, it's like the sunset level would be coming up, and you just couldn't see a goddamn thing because of their bloom effects.
You couldn't even see it in Burnout 3. I mean, you're like going, shit, I'm looking at the sun, and you're like, oh, damn it. Drive down the yellow line.
Yeah, you're just praying for luck at that point.
When did bloom become like the big thing? I mean,
when it got easy.
Yeah,
it's like when Photoshop
like
came out.
scrolling.
It's like when Photoshop came out and everyone started using lens flare.
It was somewhere around Fable, I think.
Fable, it's your fault.
Probably.
Could be.
All right. So next up,
This is the stupidest thing ever.
rumor four Guitar Hero games to be released in 2008, including Guitar Hero 4, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, and 2 more. This is a rumor.
I mean,
Whatever.
okay, first of all, why would you have Guitar Hero Aerosmith? That makes no sense. Second of all, if they were going to do this, are they trying to run their franchise into the ground?
Well,
Okay.
What we really want to do is Rock Band to win. You know.
Well, and I mean, I thought A Game a Year was already running the franchise into the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
Not for
it takes some time to put the games together.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Hey,
EA will happily run any game into the ground anytime.
So, Steve, my prediction.
Well, this is
Steve,
Activision.
yeah, my prediction.
This is
Steve will,
Activi-
Steve
Guitar
will
Hero
not
is
be
Activision.
interested.
No.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, right.
Right.
Activision.
Yeah. Activision has
it's Rock
Guitar
Band.
Hero. EO has Rock. It does the distribution.
Oh,
for Rock
you're
Band.
okay. Yeah, you're right. I got them mixed around.
So prediction.
Activision, Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
But my prediction: Steve will not be interested unless Guitar Hero Iron Maiden is announced.
I won't be interested because the Guitar Hero programming team really sucks. So,
But Rock Band Iron Maiden.
hell, well, yeah, well, someday maybe. Although I'm kind of annoyed that on Expert they add in extra beats for the drum that aren't actually in the song. That kind of annoys me.
Well, you're playing an expert, man.
Yeah, but you should be playing as close
song.
to the song as possible, not playing extra beats in the song. That annoys me.
Yeah, and that kind of takes away from the fun of playing the actual song.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer the actual song. It's
you're not
some
playing the song
mutated
anymore.
version of it.
Which is my main issue with anything past Medium on Guitar Hero 4 or 3
3.
or whatever.
Probably 4, too, but...
Yeah. Where they're like, hey, we made you hit extra notes that aren't there just because. It's harder.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to get off your chest, Steve?
Yeah, if it's still the Tony Hawk people, then they'll probably make the guitar not a guitar. Be like, well, we have to try a more extreme version of guitar playing. So you'd be playing like a bouzouki or something.
I don't know what a bouzouki is.
I don't really know
it's
what
like
a bouzouki
it's like
is
a
either,
Greek
but-
thingy or
It's
something.
like some sort of-
didgeridoo.
It's a didgeridoo. There's a guy on
Didgeridoo
Craigslist,
hero.
the Denver Craigslist musician community. There's a guy who's been posting a thing every day for the last 2 weeks, desperately seeking a didgeridoo player.
Well,
I know
great
a
luck
guy-
with that.
I know a guy that owns one. I don't know if he can play the thing, but
Like it says desperately seeking ditch. Like, what? Really?
That's
Is that like
what?
Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Maybe he
and
should lower his standards and settle for
Wait,
a
so-
kazoo or something.
Yeah.
Someone is actively going after someone
If it's
who
good
who
enough for
has,
Yoko Kanno,
Yeah.
it's good enough for you, buddy.
All right. Well. Anyway, so 4 new Guitar Hero games. Guitar
Maybe.
How
Whatever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Four new crappy games.
I will
Or
say
maybe
that
they'll
what
just
sense-
release 4 song packs.
That
How
would-
hard is it to program that game? I mean, they've got to have it down by now.
I
It's
don't think
feasible. They could put 4 of them out, but I think it's stupid
They
to
could probably crank them out. It's just they'll suck.
yeah, any more than 3.
Hey,
Please
let's-
throw
let's-
more money at us.
Yeah, let's dilute the
They're
franchise.
exploiting the franchises to its
It'll
fullest
just drive more
extent.
people to Rock Band.
Well, true.
So I'm all for it.
Anyway, our last bit of news: Call of Duty 5 being developed by
Oh, wait.
Treyarch.
So that means we don't care.
Yeah.
For
pretty
what?
much.
It's being developed by the developer who did all the crappy Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, not
And they
caring.
did Max Steel, so
Also not caring.
Yeah.
could have what dub.
Still not caring.
And the game isn't really returning to anything because they've only did Call of Duty 4 in present time, and That wasn't even done by.
Hey, this will be in.
No, it was done by
This
the
will be
original
in
guys.
World
and
War
That's what they
Those
always
guys, the
wanted
good
to
guys.
do. Yeah.
These are guys that make good games. They did that
Yeah.
one.
They actually
I
said
thought
they did
you'd
the
liked,
original Call of Duty 2
Call of Duty
as
4.
a
I thought you liked Big
preamble
Red
and
1.
kind of a
I
test
liked
run.
it, but not as much as I liked 4. It's like a different universe. I mean, Big Red 1's fun and all, but Call of Duty 4 was really awesome. So,
Well, I'm glad
plus
I could.
online multiplayer with
It would have been better if it had
like
online
experience
co-op.
points and stabbing people in the head with
Still
knives.
ticks me off.
Head stabbing's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. More things need head
I'm
stabbing.
glad I could give you this bad news.
But it doesn't
Well, it
bother
just
me.
means we don't worry
just
about
means
it
we
until
don't
Call of
care.
Duty 6 comes out.
Yeah,
Which will be.
It's the franchise where you ignore every other version.
yeah,
It's like Star Trek.
yeah. It's like you avoid the odd ones and you're okay.
You know.
Well, not really. It didn't quite. Call of Duty 1 was
Well,
good. And yeah.
Well, it's not Star Trek, but it's like Star Trek.
So, anyway, next up we have our topic. We only have one. I'm going to see how well this goes.
It won't.
I don't even get a. I don't even
I'll
get
see
a
that.
chance. I don't even get a chance to try.
It'll go exactly as well as the top 10 video games of 2007
Oh my god. Yeah, and it
What were
wasn't
those
even,
again?
It was a top 11 list. You guys couldn't
Yes.
even count to 10. You're like Daikatana, Battletoads. You just start not.
Power Shovel MMO, I think, was number 1.
That was last month.
That was. I gotta say that was an ingenious shop of the Power Shovel. MMO.
Oh, on the website.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So, we are going to discuss the games we are most looking forward to in 2008.
Power
Might
Shovel.
be,
Well, in that vein, there's a Wii house building game coming out this year. And I'm thinking that might be the first step on the path to the Power Shovel massively multiplayer game, and should be encouraged.
wait.
That would actually be pretty cool. The nunchuck and the Wii mode on the Wii. I don't know. That might you could actually have some cool tractor action.
You could fight with your power shovels. Like, I want to dig the hole. No, you're not worthy. And it's like giraffes mating.
Well, no, you'd hang the
Have to duel.
You'd
Yeah.
have to hang the
Little
Wii from
jousting.
your arm, and it would become your digging shovel. And
So Brian's doing Mummenschanz. So
That'd be kind of tricky, though.
There's
To
a
get all
dirty
the
rat.
joints there, you'd have to like hold the remote in your hand and like wrap the nunchuck around your elbow.
you know, you'd stick the nunchuck in your pants because that's where the power would
No,
come.
no, you should never put anything in your pants.
Attach this to your belt loop, wire it around your
what
arm.
what kind of add-on would Nintendo have to make to actually make that happen?
What, put something in your pants?
Yeah.
Well, I can think of a few. They already exist. They just need a USB interface. Is there a USB interface? I mean, eventually.
I
You
think
think?
they've already got
Is that
them.
maybe the same company that makes a little coffee pot that plugs into your USB?
Yeah.
Or the coffee warmer thing?
So is there any games that we're looking forward to in 2008? Real games.
Oh, no, they're totally coming out with a Wii house building game.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
Advertise where you get to like lay every tile and paint every stroke yourself.
yeah, but are you looking forward to it?
It's like a
Totally.
Lowe's
How else are we
housewife
going to
dream.
get to Power Shovel?
Yeah,
And
except
that's
it's going to
a
suck
multiplayer
when you go to
role-playing game.
Lowe's and you try and get all this stuff, and they're like, "Where's your house?" It's on my Wii.
It is. It's like a Lowe's housewife wet dream.
All right. Well, is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Are there other games
That's
coming out in
going to be like the
2008?
one true game.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm
Well,
really
what's coming out in
excited about.
2008? Like maybe another Gears of War, maybe?
No,
No, not in 1 year.
no. They literally said we're going to do that every 2 years, more than likely. We
Well,
can't.
then that would be 2008,
That'll be
wouldn't
2008, be fall 2008.
Well, there was a rumor that they were going to push for October, but I don't see it happening.
I don't know. They haven't done any jack shit.
It's
with
probably
it
going to be
for
like
2 years.
3
so.
years. I'm sure they're in no rush to put it out either. I think everybody's waiting to see what's going to happen too, because there's going to be a slowdown. I mean, you've got all the consoles finally out. Nobody knows what's going on with the PS3.
I figure they're probably awful busy with all the Unreal Tournament 3 stuff. I don't know.
You mean like getting the engine to work?
Getting sued over it, aren't they?
Well, is that,
Wasn't
they
that
got-
part of Epic?
They got sued by like some guy who's just butthurt because his game sucks.
That's a fascinating summary.
I mean, really, his game had a bad performance at a
Dennis
at-
Didac
yeah,
and Silicon
had a-
Knights for Too Human.
Yeah, he had a bad performance at some demo.
My ass
and
hurts.
he's
It's
like,
your fault.
I'm going to sue you guys because I couldn't make your engine work.
Or the PS3, was it?
Don't remember, actually.
I think there were
But
PS3
his game was only a
problems.
360 exclusive, so that couldn't. Yeah, whatever. He was having problems. And
There's some other companies who were having problems with the or with the Unreal Engine too, but they claimed they didn't get the engine until it was or they got it late and they didn't get a completed engine, so they couldn't finish their games.
Well, there's certainly been, you can
There's
tell
been
these
some
days
problems.
when something's made with the Unreal Engine because it's pretty and it has horrible pop-in during cutscenes. It's like, oh, finish loading his face. Thanks.
that's going to be kind of creepy.
Oh, there's somebody.
Hey.
Hey, who's he talking? Oh, there he is.
And that's.
I think this is going to be a slow year for games.
Well,
There was so
well,
much stuff that came out last year.
No, John. Doesn't Heavy Rain come out this year?
Who knows?
Hmm.
I just don't believe previews or release dates anymore. It's so much less disappointing that way. If you just wait until the game actually comes out, it's much better.
Oh, you mean like Duke Nukem Forever?
What game?
Yeah.
Doesn't
There's
exist.
something
Hasn't
coming
been
out
released
next
yet.
month I was looking forward to, I believe, but I can't remember what it was. I
That
swear it said February something for it. There's some reason I remember February.
Yeah, honestly, I can't think of a single game that I know is coming out in 2008 that I'm looking forward to.
I can't either right now. It's kind of
Well, when was the last time you knew when a game was coming out?
Well, but
mean,
even
well-
suspected to be come out in 2008,
Yeah.
I can't think of one that. I mean,
We could make stupid predictions of what we think will come out.
I can't even think of something that I think would have come out.
I think Battletoads will come out on the Wii.
Ah, yes, Virtual Console Battletoads.
That would be awesome. Won't make the
Virtual-
game any easier, but it'll
Virtual
be awesome.
vetoed.
Yeah.
Virtual Battletoads, yes. Flail your arms wildly.
We'll add all new waggle controls. It'll be great.
That sounds dirty.
God, seriously, I would need to actually go out and look for previews of stuff to see it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something we're looking forward to. I just can't think of anything at the top of my
Well, we
head.
know it's not No More Heroes, so
Cultip Sug ought to be releasing since they came out with a demo.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
That'd be worth getting excited about.
Yeah. And if you are listening, please pick it up so we can support them and say, hey, we want these games to come out here.
If it counts, I'm looking forward to Omega 5 Wednesday.
Yeah, well,
But that's assuming if the thing's working, I mean, don't even know if we're going to be able to download it. I'm going to bitch at them and say that I want my free game to be Omega 5, bitches, and I want you to make it downloadable soon.
I think they're just going to pick a game. It's like, here's your free game.
Yeah.
They might, but that would be lame. Especially
Yeah.
for people who already have whatever they pick.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, we'll just give you
Kmart
800
sucks.
points and you can buy whatever the hell you want.
Or 400 points, because that would be closer to lost fees. There isn't a lot of 400 point stuff out there. Because 800 points is like $10.
Yeah.
But the actual time it's been down is equal to about $1.50 worth of subscription fees. So I would bet on 400 points.
Yeah. Or Yaris.
Maybe.
Yaris 2.
Yaris 2 with force feedback and everything, yes.
Yes.
Hey, if you need some extra achievement points, you can always download that and play that.
As long as it's not Sneak King 2, really.
Did any of no
I-
one
I
here
totally
bought
did.
that, right?
No, I don't need a Burger King.
Well,
I just figured it was like a rape advocacy simulator, and that really creeped me out.
What?
Where's your god now?
Where is your god now?
Okay. I don't know how you made that connection, but okay.
The king's pretty scary.
And he
Well,
also
the king is
sneaks
scary.
around.
sneaking around
Hides
your house.
outside of women's bedroom windows.
Dude,
And
he
then,
shows
pops
up in guys'
gives them a
rooms with
roofie.
food and is like, hello?
He's like in bed with you,
Get the
dude.
hell out of my room.
So Sneak King might come out on the Wii then, right?
Well, it's the only one that could do the proper motion controls justice there. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let's go to our game reviews, our 1-minute game reviews. The 1 minute mark will be in full effect.
I can't believe you're reviewing this game.
Pac-Man Championship Edition.
Yeah.
It's an awesome game.
Oh, yeah. So Pac-Man. What's Pac-Man about, Murdock?
It's like Pac-Man, only it never ends.
No, actually, it does end. It actually has a time limit.
Well, timer.
Actually, it's kind of a renovation for the game. I think
It's
it's
a
a lot
good
of fun.
idea. Yeah.
And it's a
you
fun
know,
game.
It's still Pac-Man.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
are you expecting
that like that's a bad thing? I'm just saying
Are you
it's like
expecting
it's
like an
Pac-Man.
epic storyline that's that you need to in order to validate you playing Pac-Man?
I'm just thinking this is not really an in-depth idea on this one. It's Pac-Man. Only dots come back after you eat them, and you don't die.
Well, you do die. You just have a limited
Respawn.
amount of life. What?
he's not hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a sound show.
Well, it does say in your gamer tag that you are a casual gamer.
I suppose it does.
Oh,
You might be able to fix that if you could get Xbox
the
Live to work.
our
Or an Xbox to work.
Just the
Our
download.
retarded big brother.
No, I put that up
calls
there because I only play
calls
casual
themselves
games.
your source for casual gaming information.
Wait. What was this,
Our
Steve?
retarded big brother,
Oh, the Maxim.
the Maxim Level Up, calls themselves the source for casual gamer info, but they review like stuff that isn't in Flash. so like once again, what the hell is a casual gamer?
I did put that in there just
Hey,
for
you
you
know
guys.
what? I think we ought to start doing reviews on free games like freeware on PC too, because there's some great free games out there.
Yeah.
I like Desktop Tower Defense myself. I think that game is awesome. It's a basic, easy Flash game you can download. Goes right. Actually, you just go to their website and you play it off their website.
I was doing a review here.
You were.
Yeah.
Did you start it?
Pac-Man.
No, not yet, because everyone's been
Pac-Man
making fun of
beats
me.
dots.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, no casual gamer over here, John, with his interactivity.
There's a casual derailment.
Not a hardcore derailment where you have to have prior experience of derailment.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can I extend that from casual gamer to like casual gamer who likes interactivity? How do you work that one in?
Interactive.
Sounds
casual
like
gamer.
an online ad.
Interactive
for great justice.
Interactive casual gamer, not interested in hardcore. Okay.
Looking for a female gamer for the win.
FTW.
Single white female for the
Casual
win.
gamer for the win.
Maybe casual gamer, recommend me something interactive.
Yes.
It's got to be, you got to say SF or SWF, FTW.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Now that this is completely derailed, basically Pac-Man Championship Edition, new version of Pac-Man. Differences between old and new Pac-Man is that as you eat one side of the maze, the other side will get filled up with dots and
It
other
just
things
appears
like that.
magically. Yeah.
Well, it also changes the actual maze itself.
it's got a good soundtrack to it too. I mean, it's actually
Well,
pretty
it's
updated in that sense.
it's a techno.
Yeah,
rave
but it's kind of cool. It lends
soundtrack.
a little more to the game.
I mean, we need the ghosts that have glow sticks is basically all we need.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the interesting thing is
Dance
that,
around to electronic music and funny
Yeah.
colors in the dark.
but it's
Keep
an
popping
excellent
glow
buy,
pills.
fun,
Like
like
Every
fun
LSD
arcade.
trip that. Oh,
So it's worth the 800 points.
$10, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for Pac-Man.
So you have a review for us, Bri?
oh, I'm just gonna go over. I bought the platinum edition of Warhammer 40K Dawn of War, and it comes with the original Dawn of War. It comes with Winter Assault, which
Was
is
this,
the first expansion.
Dark Crusade?
And Dark Crusade is actually the second expansion. So it's kind of nice you get a pack in with both expansions in the original game. The original game and Winter Assault, I think, only had 5 or 6 races. And Dark Crusade actually adds 4 more races, 4 more space races.
Warhammer 40K or Warhammer?
Warhammer 40K.
So Space Marines and shit?
Yeah, you've got Space Marines, the Eldar.
Elves in space.
You know what's really cool is Dark Crusade adds this whole new element to the RTS play of the game. Instead of just going out and conquering other races and stuff, you actually have a whole planet. You start at a certain spot on the map and you go around the continent conquering other races and areas and adding to your own, and it gives you weapons and upgrades and things, and you become stronger. And it adds a lot to the game, and there's a lot more depth. Plus, I mean, you've got, I think, 10 races now to play with. And I can tell you, too, the online is just a lot of fun, too. I've been playing that with Trav and Austin quite a bit. And it's cool to try all the different races and go in there and play with friends. And you can certain races lend to other races, too, so you have benefits and balances. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've never gotten tired of Warhammer 40K. It's always been fun, but Dark Crusade really innovates the gameplay and is a good expansion for the game set.
How much is this expansion?
It's $39.99. No, correction, $29.99 in the stores, and I think I saw it on Steam. It was either $29 or on sale at one point for $24. But if
that's
you could
not
do
just
it,
the expansion. That's the
whole
Game of the
Platinum
Year
Edition
type thing.
Yeah, they call it the Platinum Edition. But yeah, it's definitely worth it, and it's almost better to do it on Steam, according to Austin, because you have to deal with any of the input codes and serial numbers and all that crap. You just log onto Steam, then you play the game.
All you have to do is hope Steam's up and working. And you've got
Yeah,
a
which
good
we haven't had a
internet
problem with
connection.
yet. So.
Actually, Elves in Space is, I think, was it a Legend of the Galactic Heroes or Boring Blue Elves in
you're
Space?
thinking Crest of the Stars.
Yeah, Boring Blue Elves in Space.
Was that the expansion?
No.
No, that's
Well, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is about 70 years long.
That's a lot of years.
no. Actually,
How many game hours is that?
The Legend of the Galactic Heroes is not a long-running series, though. I think it's under
It
200
just
episodes.
feels like it.
Oh yeah. Okay. It doesn't help that all the characters' names are in German.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that characters disappear for 20 episodes and then they come back.
and you're supposed to
And then they
remember
have
who
the
they
actual
are.
subtitle of who the character was because you haven't seen him in like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
And it's supposed to be
galactic
political-
Dragon Ball Z
It's
or
like
something.
it's like German political intrigue in space in Japanese or something. If you
Yeah.
really like Babylon 5, you'd like that show apparently.
Okay.
Except Babylon 5, you can understand. This, not so much.
Crazy Germans.
It went for more episodes than Babylon 5.
Must have been better.
That's no.
They just had to wait till certain characters were actually able to come back, which was 20 or 30 episodes later.
It's called anime, and it's called limited animation.
Yeah.
It's like it's not hard to animate those many episodes when you only have to deal with
Animate
2
them out.
characters at a time. It's like, oh, we don't have to reuse this cell for 30 episodes.
Hiding the mouth saves on animation.
We'll just do a slow pan across the eyes.
Yes.
Hey, you just answered every Transformers enemy.
And
I can't tell you how many anime scenes there have been with 2 people talking in an elevator.
yeah,
Man.
I can't tell you how much it bugged me that Optimus Prime had lips in the movie.
I know, that still ticked me off,
I can't
too.
tell you how much it bothered me. There's a golden shower scene in that movie.
Well, there.
I can't tell you how much it bothered me that movie Blue Goats, but
Yeah, that was a great love story.
How did it blow a webcomic?
no, goats.
Oh.
Goat spunk everywhere.
No. Did I miss that scene? I must have.
Spunk full of goats. Everywhere. So, you got a review there, John?
It blows goats, we have proof. Okay.
So tell us about the Battletoads MMO.
After I picked my class and chose the
You mean
color
Toad?
of my Battletoad,
That's you Toad or
horny.
Toad.
I went for the horny class. That's the armored version.
I waited for the expansion where I could play Billy or Jimmy Lee from Double Dragon.
and I've been waiting to get enough experience points to choose, Poison Toad as my secondary class. And
I named mine
some of the
Ted
quests
Kennedy.
drag a bit, but once you get that mini game down where you got to jump over those walls, it really starts going pretty well.
Yeah.
Um,
Special
liking
guest
it so
appearances
far.
by the original Battletoads, Rash, Pimple, and Zitz.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not making that
It's
up.
all in your coordination.
Okay. Get on with it!
Get on with it.
So I play about one RPG a year, and my 2007 one bled over into 2008 here has been Rogue Galaxy, made by Level 5. Done a bunch of other good PS2 RPGs, and at this point you'd kind of expect people to have PS2 RPGs down. At least you hope so.
Got a little time to practice.
They did an excellent job with this one. The main problem with it, though, is that the plot is retarded and cliched. But that's
What is this,
far
your
for the course
first
on a
Japanese RPG you play?
The main character's whiny and has a secret backstory and special powers that develop.
Hey, Zemo.
Yeah.
You're so
And there's,
evil.
a love interest who unfortunately doesn't die halfway through the game. But once you get past the plot, the battle system for it is really quite a bit of fun, and it's kind of like an upgraded version of the dot hack games, where it's all real time, but you can pause to do special abilities.
And possibly does not suck.
Oh, it doesn't suck at all. It keeps you involved with it. You don't just press attack. You get to actually do stuff in the middle of battles, which is a good time. It's got some great mini games tacked onto the side, like this Insector tournament thing. That's a whole tactical strategy RPG with bugs that they put a surprising amount of time into. A great leveling mechanic that keeps you interested in finding stuff as you go through the game. If you can get past the cliche plotline, it's definitely worth the effort, and especially because I found it in a Walmart bargain bin for $15, which felt like a deal.
Would I like this game?
You like
Weeaboo,
cliches?
so yeah.
Do I like cliches?
Do you like Japanese RPGs? Oh, yes, you do. Do you like them in spite of the fact that most of them suck? Yes, you do.
Still waiting for Earthbound?
Yes.
I have already picked up the import.
And you can tell it's a late cycle PS2 game because the graphics are excellent. It's a polished game through and through. Definitely worth $15 in a bargain bin.
Okay.
I'd say it was worth $20. I felt really good about the purchase, and looks like I'm going to be tapping out at about 50 to 60 hours of gameplay on it, which is a pretty good dollar to gameplay
That's
ratio.
about as much time as you want to spend on an RPG really anymore. You don't want to put more into it. It's not worth the time at that point.
It feels like a lot once you get to the end. It's true.
Yeah.
And you kind of look back and go, wow, I just played this for enough time for it to qualify as a second job.
Yeah.
That's why I only play one a year.
I remember reading, I think it was in Game Informer today when I was taking a lunch break. Some guy sent in a question to the Game Informer crew asking them, he basically said, I got hooked on playing Guitar Hero at my work. I'd play it on my breaks, and then I kind of moved up to playing on my lunch and skipping food, and I eventually got to the point where I was playing it on the job, and that's when they asked me to leave. So he's like, I'd like to ask if any of you guys get in trouble for playing games at your work.
Well, if you get fired for playing games at work and you're a game developer, you're
You're a gamer.
Or a
or a game
yeah.
reviewer, or possibly
you're doing
a
it
game
wrong.
tester. Yeah, you're doing it
Well,
wrong.
they had some funny quip where they came back and said they fired a guy because they called him at 3 in the morning and he wasn't playing WoW. He was sleeping. So he wasn't playing
Chinese
enough.
guy.
No, his name was Luis.
They
Sure,
pulled
it's
up
all
their
made up. It was funny just the same.
They pulled up their friends list and somebody wasn't online.
Yeah, that's why
He
you
tried
always
to
leave your
pl-
PC
He
on
tried
when you're
to
not
play
there.
off that the login server was down.
We were there. Where were you?
Which is kind of funny because WoW actually has a separate authentication server. So the rest of the game can be running along just fine, but nobody else can log into it until they fix it.
That's really strange.
Is there only one authentication server
I'm
for
sure it's a
everything?
cluster.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
is there...
Yeah, it's
So when
just-
that goes down, you can't log
you
into
can't
any of the
log
realms?
into any of the realms.
Huh.
Sucks if you're going on a party.
Yeah, don't log out at that point. If you're going to log out, make sure you want to.
Yeah. No rating for you, my friend.
And then it sucks right after it gets fixed because then it's like, you are in queue. You are number 7 trillion.
What?
Now, was that the early thing with World of
Sounds like
Warcraft
a File
with the
Planet
queues, or is
download
that
queue.
still going on?
It still goes on, but they only last like 5 minutes or something, and it's only on the high volume servers, the high population
Well,
servers.
don't they have like a whole billion servers now?
They do, but you don't want to go on the server where there's nobody else is.
Yeah, but if there's no one else on that server, it's still, what, like 100,000 people?
No.
It's just like you don't want to gamble at an
2,000,
casino.
3,000 max.
Oh. Well, that I could handle.
Because unfortunately, nobody's been able to copy Eve's playbook and actually put everybody in the same world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then they can't charge you money for copying between servers. And
Oh
Yeah.
no, the whole business model will fall apart.
Micromanagement.
Yeah, how will Blizzard make money? Oh,
I
wait.
think Eve topped. I think they did a record lately of like 38,000 people on at the same time.
They seem to add about, it's like 5,000 to 8,000 every year guaranteed.
Their new graphics expansion's really pretty.
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently they have a bunch of bugs, but
Yeah.
Well, they had the one bug that made your hard drive or made your system not boot. That was kind of bad.
Yeah, they should not do that again.
I can understand why it happened, but maybe we should.
No, is that a feature or is that a bug?
Well, basically, they in good faith they didn't think the bug was there because they did the upgrade and then the game runs and everything works fine until you reboot your machine, and then it doesn't boot anymore because somebody forgot to put a path in. And instead of it overwriting the boot.ini for Eve, it overwrites the boot.ini in the root of C.
Oh, jeez.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's
so they're like,
quite a
and how
jump.
often do you reboot after you play something that you're testing? And, like, well, it works fine. I'm going to reboot. Like, no, you don't do that.
Not your average playtesters.
Yeah. So they're like,
They probably hit the
yeah,
VMware restore button.
sorry about that's what they probably do. It's like, sorry about that. But then again, we thought about it for a while, like, well, if you're playing Eve, chances are you know how to boot to DOS and you know how to take your boot.bak and copy it to boot.ini.
And it's a text file anyway.
Yeah, all it does is point to, a thing. So,
A thing.
not that difficult.
Still, yeah, bummer they did it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen.
I just got burned down on everybody we were playing with, i.e. you guys kind of dropped off it too, so I just took the fun
Hasty
away.
was playing that game for months after we left.
He's still
and
playing it,
wondered
isn't he?
where we were.
Oh, man.
He's like, where'd all the money go? I'm like, dude, we all left. I gave it away to some lucky guy in Jita. He's like, oh, man.
Did you get the note of the playground? Recess is over. What?
We could do it. I mean, I swore we told him that we were all, like, not going to really do it anymore. And
Probably thought we were joking.
Sorlak went off to a different corp because, he's making money up the wang.
Yeah.
And, so I just went to Jita at one point and said, I found a couple guys that gave him like $50 million each. Just like dudes wandering on shuttles or whatever. And I'm like, or I gave $15 million to one guy and I gave like $15 million to the other, and I had like $70 million left. I gave $50 million to one guy, and he messaged me and said, hey, I think you gave me a bunch of money by accident. I'm like going, no, but here's some more, and I gave him the rest of it. He's like,
That's great. It's your lucky day,
It's
buddy.
your
We're
lucky
getting
day.
our corporation just
oh, the corporation's still there.
is it?
It doesn't dissolve. It's just all
We
of
went defunct.
all
We're
of our
giving all our
offices,
funds.
all our stuff was repossessed, and so actually
The
Pasty went.
blueprints and stuff.
All the stuff was held because we weren't paying our rent on the offices.
Oh.
And so Pasty actually went in because he was still part of the corp, and he got a bunch of money, and he paid all our back fees and took all the blueprints and stuff like that, and then went to a different corp.
That's funny. Because it was all sitting there anyways.
It was all sitting there not
Might
doing
as well
anything.
utilize it.
Except for the stuff that was in the secure containers. We couldn't
So
really
it's safe to
actually
say that Pasty
Oh, yeah.
got. It's safe to say that Pasty
Probably
got
all
a
just
lot more out of the
minerals and
game
shit
than
anyways.
anyone else.
It was
yeah,
just,
and it was
well,
all the junk that we dropped off that we didn't use anymore.
Yeah, it was the stuff that we didn't recycle that we
Weapons
put in
and
there. It's probably
ship
missiles and shit.
pieces. Yeah,
It's like you can't make missiles
just
like,
parts.
by the buttload. Apparently, they fixed up the invention system and stuff like that, so it's actually worth scavenging now. So
Nice.
So, any other games that you've been playing recently? I know you've been playing Rogue Galaxy.
stealth battleship.
What have you played?
That was a Tech 2 stealth battleship,
Oh.
covert ops battleship.
Oh yeah.
What have you been playing, Bri?
I'm still doing Supreme Commander, Forged Alliance, and Company of Heroes, Opposing Forces. And, of course, the various freeware Flash games. There's some good stuff out there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start going through all the Flash
Oh.
and freeware games and see
Look
what's
up
out there.
one called Chain Reaction. Go to chainreaction.com. It's a drop-down puzzle game.
Was that the
but
one
it's
with
really
the circles
smooth.
with the numbers on them? And,
Yeah.
yeah, I've played
Very
that.
cool game.
It's the
It's
one
actually a
with
lot of
Keanu
fun.
Reeves in it.
Oh, that game sucks.
That's pointbreak.com.
Point Break is never the right answer. Did they make a game
Wasn't
of
that called Chain Reaction? Wasn't there one where
Yeah,
you figured
yeah.
out how to make stuff from
It's
water?
like cold
and-
fusion
Yeah.
and it blows up the
That was
city.
just on a few days ago, actually.
with Morgan Freeman? Oh,
Yeah.
God, that movie sucks.
I just remember him driving away on a motorcycle from a big explosion.
Yeah, and he just makes it to a little
Still not
divot.
as bad as outrunning the ice.
Well,
What? Oh, was that, Oh, what movie was that? Was that, the day that was...
The day after tomorrow,
Yeah.
or day after. I think it was day after tomorrow.
sure.
Day after.
I think it was just the day after, wasn't it?
No, the
No,
day
the day
after
after was
that.
That was the one back in the 80s
that was
about
that
the nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, that had the
nuclear
huge
war
that
thing.
had the huge disclaimers. It's like, don't watch this because it's like all violent.
And you're watching, and you're like, "This is violent."
Well,
It isn't violent until you see that family kill the farmer because he's trying to kick him off his land. Then they eat him later.
what? Was this the same movie?
Yeah,
sure?
They were eating something. I think it was one of his cows or something.
Well, no. What?
But they were just, sitting on his
the only
land.
thing I remember from that movie is the fact that they used the same stock footage of the same 2 minute and missiles launching over and over again, just from different camera angles with different blue screens and things.
Well, the day after was like it was right around the Reagan era when everyone was
1982.
Yeah, it was
The
like
Cold
1980.
War was at its...
Yeah, and everyone was afraid of nuclear holocaust. So it's like, hey, let's make this made-for-TV movie with a bunch of nobodies that will show the horrors of nuclear war.
Which apparently somehow managed to get a lot of politicians worked up about, let's avoid a nuclear war. Did we need to have a TV show to tell us we should avoid this sort of thing? I mean, you do these
The
things
consequences
with it.
simply weren't
No,
clear
but we
before.
need to make him vote for Star Wars.
Well, it was the thing. I mean, I hear these politicians who are like, wow, I was really affected by the day after. I'm like, what?
Well,
You weren't affected before then?
Did the logical progression of events escape you at some point?
Well, and also you have to keep in mind that the day after was full of scientific inaccuracies. It's like 5 minutes after nuclear war happens, they're walking outside going, well, it seems okay.
Yeah. Well, the guy's wandering through Fallout, putting that blanket on his head to make sure it's okay. Yeah, duck and cover.
Yeah, well, Fallout, you can eat fruits and vegetables after Fallout because, it's not organic material. You can eat that just fine.
Yeah. Well, it's wax.
That's actually from a safety film. It was around the
and
60s.
cover.
It's called About Fallout, actually.
Duck and cover.
I need to give you those films. Those
About Fallout.
Those,
60s
yeah,
film,
that was a
or
good
like 50s.
sequel to Wasteland.
The 50s safety films.
Yeah, the 60s safety films like that one for Caterpillar.
Yeah, I love that one.
Shake Hands with Danger. The guy has that, was it that pressurized hydraulic spring, and decides not to, turn the safety on or something, and
Sticks his hand in there. Yeah.
No, it shoots through a window because it's like all high pressurized. And
Oh, I'm
shit.
thinking the guy that's reaching inside the tractor.
Yeah,
This is known as a bad idea.
Yeah,
This movie.
I like the
riot.
one where the little kids all die on the way to the park.
It's like the version.
Was it? That was.
the stupid little monkeys.
Oh God. One Got Fat is the
Yeah,
name of the movie.
yeah.
It's
The one
all
you're
his
talking
friends
about
died.
is kind of like it's like the version
You
of
ever
the
see that
Streets
one?
Run Red, except for
think so.
commercial use
Yeah,
for
they're all
tractor
going to the
use.
park, or they go a picnic, and they're all on their bikes, and
They don't avoid the safe.
11 of them don't have don't obey
Yeah.
the safety things, and they die. So his friend eats all their lunches. That was
It's
awesome.
it's really ghoulish.
It
too.
is. It really is, and they all have monkey masks on.
It's
That's
really
great.
just no. I mean, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I mean,
awesome.
just the punchline is he eats all their
He eats
lunches,
all their sandwiches.
That's
It's like he's so worked up about all his friends not showing up that he eats their sandwiches.
And for the rest of his life, he would eat ice cream and become a much larger man than he really should have been.
Yeah.
Every time he worried about
we-
it, thought about his old friends.
The real lesson of that is don't be too safety conscious because you'll end up alone.
Eating everybody else's food.
Die with your friends because it's worse being alone.
Join the group.
Follow the crowd.
Be a
Did you ever play Wasteland on like a 46 or like a
I
Pentium?
did never play the original. No.
See it was awesome because in the 80, 88, 82, 86 days, it scrolled nice, but the scroll was not based on
It was all on processor speed.
yeah, all processor speed. So as soon as you did it, the battle was over in a second. And it's like Wing Commander without the XP fixes for it.
Unplayable.
Yep.
Ah,
It's like you ran into an asteroid
486.
somehow,
So-
even though you're nowhere near asteroids.
we should do
hell I
our
got
own.
my old
We should
46.
do our own video game safety film. Some guy playing Daikatan and you see like his head explode or something.
That and, the guy blowing out his NES cartridge and he sticks his finger in there and runs it along and cuts his fingers on the end.
You're just trying to push the Nintendo thing into your hand, get stuck in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
stuck in
no.
one of the toasters.
Ow, my eye! I'm not supposed to get a Wiimote in it.
Yeah.
And then Rob goes crazy and stabs him in the eye.
Yeah.
And then a monkey eats all his lunches. Are we done?
And then somebody
Sure.
plays the Virtual Boy and becomes
The
Charles
virtual
Manson.
boy.
They can only see in red.
Yeah.
They're forever doomed to one color.
That was kind of funny. That was like, how come people don't make more like head-mounted displays for video game systems? And everybody's like, because they don't want to make another Virtual Boy. They're too desperately afraid of making a Virtual Boy.
Yes.
Which really, you know what? It wouldn't be that hard to not make a Virtual Boy. Why don't we start with not making everything red?
You know, that was Gunpei's
How about
only
not
real
trying
downfall.
for 3D?
He made up for it later on, but that was the one.
Oh, with the Wonder Swan?
No, the Virtual Boy.
Oh, well, no, I mean after the Virtual Boy.
Well, yeah, the Wonder Swan wasn't a great success, but it served the Japanese public, which is pretty much what it was designed for. It's kind of a hidden system. It's like the Neo Geo Pocket over there.
Oh. Okay. Well, I think that's it for Die
Did you
Hard
see the
Gamer
Neo
Radio.
Geo Pocket over here?
Over here,
Yeah.
yes, but I mean, it was like the Pocket for us over here was like the Wonder Swan over there.
I was
You
trying
didn't
to
really
end the
see
show,
it until like 4 years later when it showed up in bargain bins for like $40 with 3 games.
Well, I saw it about 2 months after it came out, but then again, I knew about it and was looking forward to it.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, that's it for the show. Join us again next time.
Thank you for listening to Diehard Gamer Radio. You can visit our website at diehardgamerradio.com and iTunes, or you can email us at diehardgamerradio@gmail.com.